Hello everyone, my name is Jonggi and this is our work on reviewing speech input with audio. This is joint work with Christine Vaing and my current advisor, Professor Hernisa Kacorri at University of Maryland, as well as with my former advisor, Professor Leah Findlater, who is now at University of Washington. To give you some context, let's watch two YouTube videos created by Caltech Campus demonstrating how blind people can send a text message. Blind people can use a keyboard with voiceover, but it is slow.
Pencil. This is how I touch on the on-screen keyboard. Comma.
Another way is using dictation.
Hi Gideon, comma. How are you doing? Question mark. Just testing WhatsApp. Full stop. Double tap again.
Inserted hi Gideon. How are you doing? Just testing WhatsApp.
Okay, so that's the message.
This last video shows an ideal case where there are no speech recognition errors. But what happens when there are mistakes? Where if you are blind, you have to hear it back to identify the mistakes. This can also be the case if you are sighted and let's say you are driving and you don't want to look at your phone. So in our study, we explore how does blind and sighted individuals' experience with speech input and concerns for ASR errors differ. Here, ASR stands for automatic speech recognition. And given that blind screen reader users have more experience with hearing synthesized speech, how well can they, when compared to sighted people, identify the recognition errors? So we conducted a study to answer this. We recruited 12 blind and 12 sighted participants. Blind participants were on average about 50 years old, with their ages ranging from 23 to 67, whereas sighted participants were on average 22 years old, with their ages ranging from 19 to 31. All but two participants, one blind and one sighted, were native English speakers, and our study had two parts. In the first part, we conduct a semi-structured interview. I invite you all to read our article for more details, but let me share with you some of our findings from the interview. Interestingly, when asked about concerns related to speech recognition errors, almost all blind participants, 92%, stated that they care about not having speech recognition errors in their messages, whereas for sighted participants, only half says so. So let's see an example statement from one of our blind participants. B1 said, I care about them a lot because I don't want people to think that I'm stupid, and I want them to understand what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to say to them. This blind participant's worry is not unsupported. Prior work by Craner in 2002 and Bignovic and Thompson in 2010 shows that there's a common misperception among sighted people believing that there's a connection between people's spelling errors and their cognitive ability. Now moving to the second part. Here we ask participants to complete speech dictation tasks, identify any errors, and let us know how confident they feel that they got them all. Let me explain an example from our study. A participant S10 is given a situation read by human voice. Your coworker possesses the latest electronic versions of your vendor's price list. You require this list. Make a request to your coworker. Then S10 dictates a message of their choice given the situation. Hello, could you send me the new vendor's price list? S10 hears the recognized text through synthesized speech. Please note that here, price list became is price list. When asked whether there's a difference between the dictated and recognized messages, S10 said, that's correct, which obviously is not. Again, I invite you to read our article for more details, but let me tell you whether there was a difference between sighted and blind participants in terms of identifying such errors. We hypothesized that blind participants would identify errors better than sighted participants. While we saw a small trend, this was not significant. Either way, both groups were able to detect only around 40% of the errors, missing 60% of them. We see this work having a number of implications. Our findings reinforce the importance of improving text entry through audio only for blind users who really care about how the errors may be perceived by others. Moving forward, we see how some of the strategies that participants employed for reporting errors, such as pointing to a specific word, indicating the location, or counting the errors, could be leveraged in novel audio-only error navigation interactions. And with that, I would like to wrap up this presentation. Thank you for listening.